What is up, ladies and gentlemen? And today I have a topic that might be quite chilling to some of your viewers. Some of you guys might see it as something positive. Other people might see it as something negative. This is all dependent on you, but I am just an open channel. I want to basically let my mind out so we can actually talk about an issue that I saw coming up that is also quite scary. Now, just by looking at the title, you might even guess to what this issue is about, but it already is about the BLACKPINK comeback. Now, I don't really get notified a lot on my phone, but sometimes, like really randomly, and I don't understand why, I get updates from Google on the newest articles of news, of things that I researched, which is a little bit weird. But in this case, I actually got an article stating that BLACKPINK is coming back, but there was a certain element to this entire article, to the title, that was a little bit worrying to me, and that is that YG is basically putting their biggest budget on this particular MV, and that is basically the catchphrase. That is the element that should catch people by surprise. So I basically put up the article right here, which basically says, and let me just read it out so you guys can understand as well what got me by the attention. That is that the music video for BLACKPINK's comeback will have YG Entertainment's highest production budget ever. It's literally the last four words that grabbed most of my attention. I'm not the kind of person that gets super excited when I hear something about BLACKPINK. I think they're fantastic, but it's not the first thing that grabs my attention. But in this case, the one element that grabbed my attention is the name of this title, and that is basically with the highest production budget ever. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's great news. That is amazing. And that is certainly true. The more money you have, the more resources you can pull together, the more amazing certain elements can be within a MV or in a movie or anywhere where you need it. You know, money is good. A high budget is always amazing. Where the problem actually comes in is that K-pop videos tend to be quite small. They tend to be in the sense of only 3 to 4 minutes long. So the question is, where do you cramp all this budget inside? What actually will happen to it? Well, this is one of those elements where I think, okay, this can also really destroy the MV, because there are a couple of MVs out there already that share that similar problem where they just have so much and they want to cramp it all inside of a video, but it doesn't really do the job. It makes it more confusing than anything. So for you guys to understand what's actually happening, I want to display some examples where I think that the budget was never the problem. It was more that how they put the MV together was way too much. In this particular video by Lovesick Girls, or no, sorry, not by Lovesick Girls, by BLACKPINK and the name Lovesick Girls, I really think the song was snappy. I really think it had a really good opportunity to explain a good story. But if you look at the video itself, it really starts jumping around way too quick into different shots. For example, here, did you guys pay attention to how many shots were just in the clip next to me? Just have a look again. It just keeps snapping through it, and they're all different sequences, and this happens multiple times throughout the MV. It doesn't do anything for the storytelling, and it really just displays to me that they just wanted to throw shots in there that they filmed because they don't want to throw them away. And that is the problem. Bigger budgets, more time, and you can basically go out there and start filming more and more scenes, but the question is, will you use them? Now, of course, if you're a director, you're like, hey, we paid for them, we might as well use the scenes. And that's a legit point. Maybe you should, but maybe it's also just not good to throw in everything that you have, because what can happen is that you can really create some scenes like this where it just starts to flicker around a little bit too much and you don't really know what's happening. For example, how many times do you have to watch it for you to understand that there is some sort of fight going on in the car and then the car crashes and everything? So many elements happen and it just goes way too quick. Instead of focusing on the good stories, on the good elements of all these shots, they more or less just threw too much together, and like that you get a very hectic video. We have to remember this MV is only 3 minutes and 20 seconds long. It might sound very short and it also might sound very long, but at the same time, it's about you need to find that right balance, because you want to make sure that that video is entertaining for all the viewers. Another very good example is actually Lisa with La Lisa. Now, I love the choreography. Whenever this song comes up, I always, I do the you know the choreography. The choreography is good. It's cute. But if we look at the MV again, you can clearly see that they had a really good budget. They knew that they wanted to shoot a lot. But let me quickly just demonstrate what I personally think is not so smart about the MV. Again, that choreography is very snappy and it would have been a very nice element to have added and stay included within the MV. But if we look at the MV, you can see that they keep on jumping back and forth between different shots because they knew they shot them. Does it do anything for the choreography? No, it actually makes it very, very confusing once again. Because even the main part here, the main part of the choreography, they keep cutting through the midst of it. Like, why would you do it like through the midst of it? It's super sexy, it's super attractive, and then boom, all of a sudden they're on quad bikes. It makes no sense for the storytelling. It doesn't do a lot. This is basically a video that displays that they had a lot of budget, they did a lot of cool shit on set, and they wanted to include all of it in a video. I'm not saying that the video is bad or the production value. I'm just saying that for the storytelling and for the entertainment of the MV, it's just a little bit too much. And at the moment, it's not only BLACKPINK and its members that do this. It's a lot of groups that have this problem. They think they have a bigger budget, and therefore they think they can throw more and more videos and more sets and more crazy things inside of the video, and they think that this is what the viewers want to see. But this is where they are mistaken. Another very good example here, and this is for me one of those videos which I think is a big shame, and I hope that BLACKPINK with their comeback is not going to go inside of this realm where the budget is super high, especially here with aespa and Girls, their latest MV that came out 3 weeks ago. This video must have cost them a lot. Like, I would say maybe 300, 500K, a lot of video. But what is basically happening throughout the MV is that there are a lot of shots, and they try to incorporate once again a little bit too much of all the different elements that they captured. Now, I'm a very big fan of all these different cinematics and all these different crazy shots, but here they just want to throw you around a little bit too much. Again, it's about capturing those shots, and you think they're cool, but you need to find that right balance when it comes to making these short MVs. I mean, if we look at this video in particular, it's only 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. If you're filming 2 days, 3 days, you really know that you have a lot of footage, but then try to cram that into, I don't know, 4 minutes. It's a really tough job. But again, this is one of those videos where it was just a little bit too much, where you don't even understand what was happening in the story. And unless you read some of the comments, or you read some of the backstories, or you go to the behind the scenes, or you have to read an entire essay for you to understand this particular video, this is not what an MV should do. An MV should be self-explanatory whether you understand the lyrics or not. But I really hope that BLACKPINK is not gonna go into this direction. I am actually looking forward to their comeback. Again, I'm not like hyper excited, but I am still wondering what happened to them after all these years. They were gone for pretty a long time, and I wonder how they're gonna come back. So I am still excited, and I wonder where they are going to go with this entire comeback. But yeah, guys, this is my very quick update and my personal opinion on what I think about the comeback of BLACKPINK. I am excited to actually see what is going to happen out of the group, and I thought they basically broke apart. Like, I thought they were not going to have a comeback anymore, so I am actually happy for the Blinks. You know, you guys are going to be really happy about it. But again, I hope that they are not going to make the selling point of this MV that they put the most money into it. I mean, I don't know, let me see. In this article, they actually do have a number that some of their MVs go for around 300, 500K in production value. So if they're going to top it with $1 million, that's a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money. By the way, guys, just a little bit of a fun fact. I just quickly thought about it, but Michael Jackson once made a video, Scream, with his sister, and that production value was $7 million. You have to understand, try to cram $7 million into a 3-4 minute video. I mean, that's nearly what, like $2 million per minute that is going to cost you to make this video, you know, if you put it in perception. Wow. But I really hope, again, I really hope that this amount of money, whatever it's going to be, is not going to be the selling factor for the comeback of BLACKPINK. I would just love for them to come back, show their talent, and this be the most important part. But at the moment, it's a little bit of a strange way that all these news articles are talking only about the budget, and no one is talking about the skills, the singing, the dancing, the choreography, on what we can expect. So yeah, this is my very quick update. I hope you enjoyed. If you're curious what I'm going to be finding out about when I watch the MV, then please stay tuned and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let's jump into the video as well. And I really, really hope that, again, the money is not the deciding factor to why Blackpink is good and why we remember them and why they are so well known around the world. But guys, I'll see you on the release of the MV. When you're there, make sure you're still subscribed and stay safe, okay? Mwah.